people smoke, some people drink, and some people do drugs. But I buy luxury handbags. And I'm not talking about Coach, Kate Spade, Michael Kors. I mean luxury handbags. This all started in July of 2013 on what was supposed to be a family trip to Disney, but my mom was in the hospital and my stepdad stayed back home in Indiana to be with her. So my son and I flew to Orlando all alone. And I don't know if you're aware of this, but there's a really great designer outlet mall just outside of Orlando. And that is where I found this gorgeous red-violet Ferragamo purse for $800. And I didn't have $800 to spare, but my birthday was coming up. And I knew it would probably be forgotten this year. And you know, you can't just wait for people to give you the things that you want in life. If you want something, you have to get it yourself. So I bought it. And I loved the way that I felt when I wore that bag. I felt important. I felt like I mattered. I felt like I was the kind of person who was worthy of good things. And I loved that bag so much that when Christmas came around, I bought it a Louis Vuitton wallet. We were on our annual Christmas shopping trip, and we had a lot to celebrate that year. My mom was cancer-free, but she wasn't quite back to her normal self, and I was feeling pretty down about the holidays. So I snuck off, and I went to the Louis Vuitton boutique that's inside the Saks at the Keystone at the Crossing Mall. That's the fancy mall in Indianapolis. And I bought the Josephine wallet. And it was at that same mall, just a couple months later, like in the spring, where I found the Fendi Toujours bag for 60% off. It was $1,400. And I had just lost my job, but I didn't care. My mom had just died, and I was entitled to a reckless purchase. And I felt so strong when I wore that bag, so powerful. And that feeling stayed with me for 5 years. And as soon as I bought that Fendi bag, I packed it and everything I could fit into my 1999 RAV4, and I drove to Florida. And I got my dream job. And I started a new chapter in life. And it took me 5 years to realize that the job was not the dream that I thought it would be. And so I got a new job. And I got a new bag. A little Schiaparelli top handle. And it's cute as can be, but it is kind of small. And I knew right away that I would probably need something just a little bit bigger, maybe a tote. But COVID had just started, and just like that, I was out of work again. But this was temporary. It wasn't that bad. All we had to do was stay safe and take care of each other, and things would be back to normal again. So as an act of faith, I bought that tote bag anyway. And I got the Louis Vuitton Neverfull with the Game On print. There were only 2 left in the United States. And I got one. And I took that bag into the COVID ward when I went in to hold my father's hand while he died. And I walked out of the mall, and I went straight to the Mall of Millennia in Orlando. And I went into Gucci, and I said, I want to spend $3,000 on a purse I don't need. And that's when I got my red and pink Dionysus bag. For a year and a half after that, it was just a whirlwind of funeral arrangements and lawyers. And I got the Gucci Marmont when they did that collaboration with Balenciaga. And there was probate and real estate. And there were scammers and squatters and people that were stealing my home. And when I ordered the Louis Vuitton men's toiletry with a sunset print, I had to have it delivered to my new job because I didn't have a home address. I was paying the mortgage on 3 houses, and Max and I were living out of the back of a U-Haul truck. Most of that was cleared up by the spring of 2022, and the Louis Vuitton Clooney BB became available for purchase again. And I found it at the Tampa store, and I didn't need it, but I had been through some rough years. and I had done a spectacular job of raising the kindest, most compassionate son in the history of raising sons all by myself. And it was Mother's Day. And after 8 years, I still cannot believe that my mom died of a minor cancer at 62. And there was no one. There is no one in the world that is ever gonna give me anything special ever again. And if I want something special, then I have to buy it for myself. So I bought it. And I feel like there's a lot that I'm leaving out here. There is a Gucci Flora bucket bag. There are 3 strawberries. There are 2 more Schiaparellis. Oh, and my Ferragamo flat bag with the bird print. Birds remind me of my mom, so I bought it in a tote bag to match. Oh, and my Goyard. The Goyard St. Louis. When people who know handbags know this bag, and when I wear that bag, heads turn, and I get the kind of respect and attention that I can't get on my own. And it's really a great bag. It is lightweight. It fits everything that I need for the weekend, and I can put it under an airplane seat, and I never have to check luggage. And it really would be the perfect bag if it were just a little bit bigger. And that brings me to the Balmain Maxi Hobo Bag. I found this at the outlet mall outside of Miami last spring. And it was expensive. And it is impractical. And I do not need it. But it is big enough to hold everything.